it's Andrea from First&Spring Design. I'm coming on today just to show you this different kind of paper that I got from Zazzle. It is the wrapping paper. You'll have to excuse the baby lambs in the background. I still have the lambs inside since they were born early and it's so cold. Hopefully they stop baying, but I just fed them not that long ago. Anyways, this is a wrapping paper from Zazzle. It's by Rhdesigns by 2chattychicks, and you can see that it's a thicker paper, not like a poster, a heavy poster, but like a thin or like a thicker, not cardstock, but a flexible paper. It's hard to explain. It's definitely not like a wrapping paper. If you wrapped this with gifts, I think it would kind of be difficult. So I don't know why they call it wrapping paper, but it's definitely different than the tissue paper. And so today I was going to make this craft using these circles that she sent me. This is a paper that Renee customized for me, and so I thought I would add these round circles to these, and I'm going to make a wall hanging. I'm going to put this one on a separate piece, and then I'm going to put the little circles on this and maybe make them hang. I had the option of this size circle, which almost fits perfectly, or a smaller circle. I could not find a piece of wood circle big enough for this. But I thought that this will be fine. I'll just lose a little bit of the pretty colors. And these are the size of coasters, just about. So you could buy these wrapping papers with the circles and make coasters. These would also work for coasters, but I like to make hanging wall pieces because they sell better. So I'm just going to cut out the circles. First I'm going to cut them out first, and then I'm going to do the back. I like this paper because it's vibrant, and they ship it to you rolled in like a tubular box, so it's never damaged, and they always arrive perfect. I could have had these all cut out before the video, but I wanted to show you the full wrapping paper. And when you go to Zazzle and check out her site, the Rhdesigns site on Zazzle, you'll see a bunch of images that are available in the wrapping papers. Ever since we started using them, we all like them. I've used them on flat pieces of furniture, and I know the other gals have too. I'm just going to do a few of these to show you. But I like these because I also don't have to do the iron-on method. I don't have to do any of that. And I can apply these right with either the Mod Podge directly on the back of the paper, or just put the Mod Podge down on the wood piece and just push this on. And then there won't be any wrinkling, and I don't have to spray these papers with anything. So I'm just going to trace the circle and cut it out. You could take your sandpaper after it's applied and get it off that way, you know, sand off the edges, but I'm going to try it this way. But I really loved these dragonflies in the colors, so she sent me this wrapping paper, and we customized it. So there was a couple, the other two sheets were not dragonflies, they were something else I liked, like trucks or something. So then that will fit on there perfectly. And if you had any edges that you can see, I would just put a little bit of paint. I'm just using regular Mod Podge. And you could either put the Mod Podge directly on this paper or directly on the wood piece. Since it's going to cover the whole wood piece, I'm just going to do the wood piece. I don't put a super thick coat, but I do want a good amount on there because the wrapping papers are thicker than tissue. And then once you apply it, and you just press it down gently with your hands or one of your tools, and there shouldn't be any wrinkles or bubbles. And I like these because you can easily slide them into position wherever you want it to go. And I'm going to like this project a lot because I won't have to use any paint. So there's one of them. You can just use your finger, make sure there's no bubbles. I have had it where I've applied too much Mod Podge underneath and it kind of made like a rimpling. And then I just let it dry and I just went over it with the parchment paper and the iron and it came right out. And then another time it did that and it just, the next morning it was just flat and it had smoothed itself out. So I would just let it dry. As long as you don't see any huge bubbles, if there's anything else I would just let it dry and try and get it out with the iron and parchment paper. But that's very rare. I haven't had any real problems with these wrapping papers. So that will be my little, I think I'm going to have them hang, excuse me, hang from the big part. I just thought it would be really cute. Or these would make really cute coasters as well. I just wanted to pop on and show you the wrapping papers because people often ask about it and it's a little hard to explain because when you think of wrapping paper you think of thin, really flexible paper to wrap your gifts, but this is just a little different. It's just like a thin, not even a thin poster, it's just like a thin paper, a little bit less thick than cardstock, and it's flexible. I have used it on a tabletop and it turned out great, my Alice in Wonderland tabletop. And I know the girls have used it on tables and I think dressers. So we try and use it on a bunch of different stuff to see how it will hold up and how it will work. Oops. Just show you another one. And I do like to use these wrapping papers on wall pieces and canvases because they're so vibrant and pretty. The regular tissue papers are vibrant and pretty as well, but these ones are just a whole different level of boldness with the color. I think that wrapping papers are becoming more popular because we've been using them, and now people have an idea of what they're like. But I haven't seen anyone show the actual wrapping paper online, I don't think. I think Amber Lynn put these wrapping papers on her wall, so she showed it on her page as well. So she used them as like a wallpaper, so that was very neat. She has a video up of that. Just make sure it's down all the way. And if it's not down all the way, you could just peel it up and make sure you put a little extra glue. I try and make sure I get the edges real well because I don't want those coming off and up. I just think this will make a really pretty hanging piece for spring or summer, or anytime, because it's kind of got the steampunk vibe on the big one. But that's all it's about. And then when this dries, I still didn't cut it completely correct, so you could probably go back and take a sandpaper and go flush to it and get that extra off, or leave it, wouldn't matter. And I think what I'll do is I'll drill a hole in these somewhere and I'll hang them. I'll show you my finished project once it's done. But that's all. I just wanted to come on and show you what these wrapping papers were all about. They're just very, very pretty. These top ones are really, really pretty. And it's just a flexible paper that's different than the tissue papers that we're used to. It works great on flat surfaces. I haven't tried it on anything that was non-flat, but I think it would work best on flat surfaces for your wall hangs and your dressers, tabletops, things like that. I like that it's durable, and when I seal the top, nothing happens. I'll seal one of these. I usually like to let it dry, but since we're on a video, I'll show you. I just put a light coat of Mod Podge. And when you seal this, if it does bubble, I mean, I've never had it bubble, but if it does anything, I would just let it dry and then see what happens, because overnight, lots of times, even with the tissue paper, I'll, if I have an issue, I just let it be, and then sometimes in the next morning, those marks will be gone. And if they're not, then I know I can use my iron in the parchment paper. So I just give it a light coating. Oops. If you were doing this on a wall piece like I am, you almost wouldn't have to seal it because they're pretty durable. But I like to seal everything just in case people try and clean it and do something wet onto it, so like a Windex or who knows, you never know. So I just like to make sure everything I make is sealed. So there you go. And it's not doing anything. That is why I love these wrapping papers, because if I were to seal the regular tissue paper, it would wrinkle and bubble most likely, unless I sprayed it beforehand. But, you know, that's a lot of another step of work, so, and product. So there you go, that's what I like to do. I just like to use these. It's something cool and different. Again, these are the wrapping paper set. They come in sets of 3 papers. Sometimes the sheets go together with the same theme, and sometimes they're completely different theme. Like, I think this one was dragonflies, and the next one might have been trucks, and I can't remember what the third sheet was. But they're all pretty, and you'll just have to take a look at Zazzle and see. It will tell you if it's wrapping paper set. But I have this wrapping paper set in some big cats, really pretty cats, and some Victorian girls that I have yet to use. So I'm going to use those at some point. And if I make a big wall piece, I'll try and show you that too. But thanks for joining me. Again, these are the wrapping paper sets from Rhdesigns by 2chattychicks on Zazzle. I hope you check them out. Have a great day.